3 bank runs in less than a week. These are the second largest and third largest runs in history. The government is taking steps to guarantee all deposits. That means more money printing. Plus, the Fed is sitting on unrealized losses of $1.2 trillion on their $8.3 trillion bond portfolio. And the Fed will continue to raise interest rates even if they tank the economy. Do you know who are the only ones not afraid? The ones that are invested in gold, because gold is the most stable asset outside of any government control. Thousands have approached Noble Gold Investments to get their hands on gold. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com to secure your wealth now and get a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin with each gold or silver IRA if you qualify. noblegoldinvestments.com. noblegoldinvestments.com.
After thousands of years, during which humans were the rulers of the world, authority and power will shift away from humans to computers, and most humans will become economically useless and politically powerless. Already today, we are beginning to see the creation of a new class of humans, the useless class.
I think what you're seeing with Chat GPT is just the tip of the iceberg and how you're going to think. That you will increasingly go to your device and you're going to be following that device. You'll get better advice out of your device than your own thoughts.
The shifting of authority from humans to algorithms.
And you're going to see it happen in an enormous number of areas. For example, you know, it used to be that you needed to know something about math and arithmetic, and then you get a calculator. Then you evolve. Information. You used to have to remember things. Nowadays, you can so easily look up all history. It's at your device. Now you're going to more and more be able to say, what is the best thinking? Who is the best thinking? Where am I going to get the best thinking? What can be done? And you'll be following the instructions on your device.
Authority is likely to shift away from humans to algorithms in the most important decisions of our life, like what to study or where to work or whom to marry. It's not that I have this all-knowing government that forces me to do something. It's just that I know the algorithm knows me far better than I know myself and can make recommendations for me. And I increasingly just rely on what the algorithm tells me.
This is a good thing in many ways because it elevates us. It's part of an evolutionary process in which technology is increasingly replacing parts of man.
Hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers, it's John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and hitting the notifications button so you'll get notified about new videos every day. I wanted you to see this cold open, to see this clip. And full disclosure, if you agree with what these people are saying, you think this is kind of a good idea, wonderful, I'm not your guy, this is not your channel, please hop off. This is not going to be for you. But if you are in the majority, like the majority of people, who feel absolutely appalled and who want to vomit when they hear these people speak, I want to share a different perspective with you today. See, I've been watching plenty of these clips. And one thing that always jumped out at me while watching it was, why do these proponents announce something in such a horrific, egotistical, and in-your-face way when they know full well that it rejects people, it pushes people away because nobody wants this kind of life? And I've started to think that perhaps what we're watching here are warnings. Perhaps these people come out and they push this agenda so hard, so in your face, so you will wake up to the reality of this agenda, but also to begin taking new steps. And this is really what I think we should look at here. The first step is we need to begin thinking and taking charge of our own lives again. So many people have been living on by default, have been living just the way they were programmed, and have never questioned, where's this whole thing actually going? What's the end goal here? What's our vision? And so also when we start to think about where we are going, we need to first start to think about who we truly are. And I say this over and over again. There's a hierarchy, a natural hierarchy to things on Earth. And that hierarchy is, among others, there's a creator, created everything, right? Including us. There's man, right underneath the creator. Creator created man. People call them human beings, but that's actually not the right term. Creator created man. Man creates government and all of the structures. Now these structures have moved above man and are seeking to control man, but it's just a game. It's just something they want to do. Something they assume they can do, because we haven't embodied, not assumed, but embodied our rightful role. We are in charge of things here. Who's going to tell you that you're going to live by an algorithm? Who's going to tell you that you're going to be ruled by AI? Who's going to tell you that you're going to be the subject to these entities? Well, who has the authority to do it? No one. There is no one who has the authority to do it, right? So we need to remember this, that with all the fear-mongering and all the panic, there is always free will, and there's always the ability to say, no, thank you, I don't want that. I want something else. And that's the crux here. What do we want, right? Because we are, at the same time that we are rejecting what is being presented to us, we can't stay in a neutral position and just wait for another vision to find us. We are the vision creators. And so the most important thing is here to, first off, understand what is happening, then proactively begin changing the vision into the future. And one of the first steps, and that is still the reject step, is states like Utah are moving forward to ban a social credit system, even though none has been implemented yet. They're prohibitive. They're saying this is never going to happen. It's unconstitutional. They put it on the books. States like Florida have said we're not going to have central bank digital currency. Whatever you think about Ron DeSantis does not matter. This is now on the books. They're moving forward with this. Every state needs to have legislation on the books that affirms the constitutionally protected freedom. It's just protected. The Constitution doesn't grant you freedom. It just documents it and protects it. Because it can't grant you freedom. It isn't the source of your freedom. The creator is. So, states need to come forward and say, here's what's not going to happen in our state. There will be no social credit system. There will be no AI that's going to run everything. There will be no digital currency that will control people. We will have freedom. We will have privacy. We will have self-determination, right? We will live by these principles that are enshrined in the Constitution. This is a wonderful step, and a lot of great people are working on this. For example, restore-liberty.org. Our friends at restore-liberty.org are working on that on many different levels. Wonderful people. You've probably seen General Holt. He's one of the founders of Restore Liberty, General Holt, on our channel, and he's talked about this. This is one way to do it. And this is influencing your government structures from the smallest to the largest to do the right thing. Of course, another path moving forward that we consistently talk about is you can only really live in self-determination when you live in self-reliance. You're at the mercy of whoever's running the show if you can't take care of yourself and your family. So this is also a very important thing. We keep talking about this. We keep repeating it because repetition is key at this moment. We need to rattle ourselves out of this haze that we were in, out of this hypnosis, out of this mass formation psychosis, and remember who we truly are. Self-reliance is not a new trend. Self-reliance is not a new idea. It's how we used to live since the beginning of time. This includes your own food systems, food forests, gardening, all that beautiful stuff. We talk about it a lot. Go check out Food Forest Abundance, our partners. They might be able to help you. They have a free consultation, link down below. Emergency food, link down below. But the idea is not that you just jump out and take this action. The idea is that you actually go within and realize, who am I here? What is my role here on earth? What is the proper relationship between me and a governing structure? All these things need to be understood. It's an inner standing, right? And then we can take the right actions forward. The Yuval Hararis, the Klaus Schwabs, and all the other psychopaths, right, that are out there yapping and pushing and influencing and corrupting and manipulating and lying. At the end of the day, it does not matter. They do not matter. They're not in control of your life. They're not in control of your will. They're not in control of your heart. They're not in control of your mind unless you give them permission to. And so it's time to see, okay, thank you for the warning, fellas. Now you can go back to Davos. You can build a fence around your little town there, and you stay the hell there. We don't want you. We don't need you. If they come in, well then, if they're coming, if they want to force this on you, you got to be prepared for that as well. But the most important thing is that you realize and understand who you truly are. You are in charge. You are the one running your life. You do it, and there's only one authority that you run things by, and that's the Creator. That's it. There's no one else. There's nothing else on earth. And so then the final piece of information that's really important here, we share this place here. We share Earth. There's no one who has more right, more authority, more anything to this place who can dictate whether you can or cannot live with the land or off the land. I mean, they have been doing and trying this for millennia, but they've always done it to small groups of people, pushed them around. Now they're doing it to all people, and the people need to realize this. We're not going to be pushed around. We have self-determination. We have a right just like anyone else. You question that, you challenge that, well, you're going to see what's going to happen. We would caution against it. You're going to see what's going to happen. So again, we caution against it. But this is a call for all of us to realize self-reliance, real determination. We are the ones. No other authority. All right, Inspired Tribe, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll be back with you again shortly. People ask me every day, John, with everything that's going on in the world, what can I do? My answer, start growing your own food. It's the best investment for your future and the future of your family. Whether you live in an apartment or have your own land, our friends at Food Forest Abundance will guide you every step of the way. Book your free consultation right now, no strings attached. Just click the link down below and get started today.